Hey guys, this is Kysen here, and today we're going to get into a basic thermal expansion / thermal dynamics setup here on KysenKraft Modded. Okay guys, so here we are on KysenKraft Modded, and if you want to download this, I'm going to put links down in the description as to how you can do that. It's on the Twitch launcher, so you can download it that way and play it. And also, if you want to join the server with the rest of us KysenKraft guys, there'll be links in the description on how you do that as well. Now, behind me you'll see a few things. That right there is a skyscraper, and that's where my original base on the server was, for those of you that watched the streams that I did on this. But this is the first proper episode that we're going to do, and so I decided I'd go back to basics, and I've built myself a starter house, a couple of little farms around the back there with cows and pigs, and also a tinker's smeltery. And I've also gone mining and got myself some basic materials, which means that inside the house here we have all of this saved up, plus what I have on me, and also we have an iron chest down here for all of the farmed goods. Now what I thought I'd do is just kind of play through this pack in a bit of a casual way, but also trying to show you guys some things along the way, because I had some requests for tutorials and that sort of thing for people that are a bit new to modded. So it's going to be quite a casual playthrough on this pack, and I'm going to try and explain things as we go. But if you have any questions and things you want to see, let me know down in the comments, and I'll do my best to accommodate that. So I would recommend this as a basic setup, as in get yourself a house with somewhere to sleep. These things here, these drying racks, are very useful, and they're very simple to make. I'll just show you right here what the recipe is. There we go, drying rack, literally just 3 slabs like that. So you get those racks and you can put meat on them. You can put on zombie flesh or any type of raw meat, and it will turn into jerky. Now whereas one raw meat, or one cooked meat I should say even, will only restore 1 hunger on this pack, the jerky will restore a lot more, and is a great solution for early game food. Now, as well as that, we've got our Tinker Smeltery setup. That's a useful way to get extra resources through ore doubling in the Tinker Smeltery. I'm pretty certain that works, but I actually haven't tested that yet, so I should really test that now before I tell you guys that, in case I'm wrong. So we'll see here, let's take, say, 1 copper, and see how many we get back out of that. But I believe it will double those ores. Either way, it's still going to be useful, because as you progress through with tools and things, you're going to need to go into that. But the first thing that we're going to do today is we're going to look at thermal expansion. And if we type in @thermal, you'll see here you get thermal expansion and thermal dynamics. And I call it thermal expansion. They're all part of the same thing. It's thermal expansion dynamics. They sync up together. And what we're going to want to do is start off by generating power. And the best way to do that early game is with one of these steam dynamos. So you'll see here it requires water and solid fuel, but once you've got that in there, that's pretty much all that's necessary. So to do that, we're going to get the aqueous accumulator going, and you see here I have got a few things ready to go. Oh, these here were given to me by Fam for when I want to get into doing mystical agriculture on this pack. So you'll see this is the recipe right here. So what I'm going to do actually is just go into our house to make this up, and also let's store these, I guess, down in here for now. Makes the most sense. Like that. Incidentally, not sure if there's any slime islands around here, but you will see, oh there we go, right there. There's 2 in fact, so they're pretty common, these slime islands. And if you go up there, you can get loads of slime balls, and you can make slime boots. Highly recommend them, because they mean that you cannot take fall damage. No matter how high you fall, you'll just bounce around, and they also mean you can travel really quickly. So it's a useful little item to get early game there. I'd highly recommend getting it. So we're missing a bucket and a machine frame, so we can absolutely make up a bucket. And we're pretty low on iron now. Did I make any more up? Okay, so what I need to do really, I'll just check actually. Let's grab our iron, and let's see if this ore doubling worked. And if it did, then I'll put my iron in here. So we've got there we go, 2 ingots worth. We only put in 1 of these. So this is a way to double your ores. Now, of course, you can get more than that with pulverizing and that sort of thing later on in the game, and we will get into that. But for an early game solution, the smeltery is probably the easiest way, because you just need to get a load of grout and seared bricks and stuff to do that. So to make one of these device frames, we're looking at, oh, we have everything. Yeah, see, I really did try and plan this ahead of time. So we can now make up this. We have our aqueous accumulator like that. The next thing we want then is our steam dynamo, which is this thing here. And what are we missing for that? Just 1 iron. Okay, let's go and see if we have that. Oh, actually, oh no, that's okay. I was going to say I don't have an ingot cast yet, but I won't need one, because what I can do is all this will turn into molten iron that we can then get into blocks and get iron out that way. So it's almost done. There it is. So you click here, and whatever you click, as it moves down to the bottom, that's what will come out. So if you're doing this smeltery, make sure you have the right thing on the bottom. Do I not have any basins? Oh, that's bad. I should have some of those set up. Looks like we only got 1. Well, it's enough for now, but I'll look to set more of those up. You certainly do use more of the tables than the basins, but even so, I think we should have more than just the one set up. So that'll come out and then that'll cool down. Now, with the farming, the reason that I've done that early on is to get the raw meat that we can then turn into this jerky stuff. However, in this pack we also have PAMs. So there's all kinds of different foods. You can see here all different seeds and things you can grow and different foods you can make with PAMs. We've got all different types of cakes here, for example. If we keep going through, you see there's different types of breads and soups and things, right up to like full meals. So you got there like a cheeseburger, it's an egg salad, fish and chips, all this kind of stuff. Now this sort of food, once you can start getting into a process where you're automating this, is really useful for keeping your hunger saturated throughout the game. And that's why I got the meat going on early game, because there are some decent recipes that you can use that are high tier foods, and you will require meat for those, so it's no bad thing. So for example, we've got lamb with minced sauce there, but roast chicken, I'm trying to find, there are definitely recipes that use the beef and the pork that I'm making, so you just have to take my word for that or look through it yourself, because it takes a bit of time to go through. So now that we have that though, we can start getting this set up. So let's come back into here, and we want to make up the steam dynamo. There it is. Oh, we are missing a copper gear. Okay, so now we should be able to make it. Oh, now we're missing 2 copper. Alrighty, let's get 2 copper smelted up, and I'll waste the coal on that, it's not too bad. And yeah, so this is our little house here. I've got some stuff here from the Tinker's Construct. So we've got in our pattern chest all of our patterns made up. Did that off camera. This is pretty easy to make up all of this stuff. And there's loads of tutorials about Tinkers on YouTube, so I didn't want to make a tutorial about that. But basically this is how we're going to be getting into doing our tools. And I'll probably do an episode where I go through the different tools available to us later on, but it just didn't seem necessary to start on that yet today, because really at the moment we've got diamond tools and that's enough. And you'll need to do a lot of mining to get started on this mod pack, like any mod pack. So if you go and do a lot of mining and get yourself diamond tools, as well as obviously the other resources that you're going to need, then you'll be fine. Okay, so what we want to do now is just grab ourselves a couple of water. So we can bounce down here with our fancy boots. Grab that. And what we need to do is to create an infinite water source. Now this infinite water source is going to be for our aqueous accumulator. So we can put it in the middle of a 3x3. That'll be a good way to do it. What I want to do though is just have some sort of area here where I've got an infinite water source, just to save me having to go up and down here each time. Now if you like the shaders that I'm using, I will put those down in the description as well. They're called CUDA. They're the same ones I've been using on my FTB Ultimate Reloaded and my FTB Sky Odyssey series. So I quite like them. I think they look pretty cool. Is that... Did I place this in the wrong place? Yeah, there we go. That's better. So we can now fill in this 3x3. Get ourselves the aqueous accumulator set up in the middle of that. So there it is. So if we place that down there, and then we'll need to put something in to get the water into it. So there it is. And we'll need to then, get something to take the water out of it to put into the steam dynamo, which for now we can put, I guess, let's just put it maybe this side for now, like that. Alright, now I'm going to sleep and then we'll go back on to making the rest of that in just a second. So let's go upstairs. Here's where our bed is. A little attic area. Not sure what we're going to do with this just yet. If you have any ideas, chuck them down in the comments. But just a little bit of space in our starter house. And the idea is that I'll build up to a point where I start building some sort of skyscraper or building on my own that will then connect up with that building and make a little bit of a town sort of thing going on around here. So as part of thermal, we need a wrench. So is it this one? No. I'm sure there was some sort of wrench that we would need for this. Unless the Ender IO one works. Let me just check thermal expansion again. And click through here, see if there's anything that looks... There we go. Oh, crescent hammer. That's right. Iron and tin. Yeah, I always forget that. So I think we got enough of that stuff on us to actually just go make this up. I always want to call it a wrench because all the other packs call them wrenches. Okay, so we've got on us some leadstone flux ducts, but we're actually going to need some fluid ducts. Let's see, fluid duct. Here we go. So the opaque ones are the easiest to make, I believe. Or is that just for item ducts? Well, there's the opaque ones, and there's the normal ones. So that's actually just copper and glass, which is pretty easy to make, so we can actually just do that. And I have some glass on me, but I don't have any copper. So let's smelt up. Let's actually get, you know what, just because it's quicker, I'm going to do it in here. but I should really be doing it in the Tinker Smeltery. There we go. Okay, so we need 2 copper to get that going, and then we'll have a little setup over here for our thermal expansion. Now the reason we want to get into thermal is to, obviously we want that power, but there's some cool things you can do with it. So redstone furnaces, for example, they're very quick and they're much better use than the furnaces we got over there, which is going to come in handy once we've got this thing, the pulverizer. So the pulverizer, if we can go uses there, let's see, we've got all these different recipes. If I can find relevant ore, I'll be able to show you guys what I mean. Let's have a little look through here so we come to one that's worth looking at. Perhaps I'm doing this the wrong way, but there we go. So, for example, coal ore is going to give us 3 coal. But what I really wanted to show you was, if we take, for example, iron ore, there it is, and we go on to what we can use that for, and we look in our pulverizer, you'll see there we get the 2 pulverized irons. We double our ingots, which is the same as a smeltery, but we also get a 10% chance of pulverized nickel. So you do get a little bit more that way. Plus, with doing a thermal setup, you can actually automate it. So all you have to do is chuck your ores into a chest, and then everything will get processed for you, which is quite handy. So let's make up some of these things. And we need these to get the fluid from our aqueous accumulator into the steam dynamo, like this. And you'll see there, the nice thing about the ones that aren't opaque is you can actually see the water going in there. Now what I want to do is move that around like that. So this little red bit here, this is the output. So it makes sense, obviously, for us to output this way. And you'll see there the water is now full, so that's working. And if we chuck in some coal, it starts to generate RF. So that's working, that's great. So let's have a look at what else we can be getting on with. What I want to do is grab some ores here. We'll grab, say, 16 iron and about the same amount as well of copper, because I know that we're going to need a lot of this stuff. We'll also grab some tin, and we'll go over and start this stuff smelting up in here. So it will certainly be useful to us in just a second. So let's grab all of that and put in there. So iron is down the bottom. We can start grabbing some of the iron out because our smeltery is filling up. If we added more length to it, up to these towers going up that way, then we could store more ingots. That's how that works if you want to extend it. Similarly, at the moment it's a 3x3 base. We could turn that into a 5x5 base, and then the walls around it would be bigger, and that also is still recognized as a smeltery and will give you more items that you can then smelt up. At the moment our capacity is 216 ingots, so that would increase, as would the amount we could input at one time. So let's grab out our block of iron. Oh, it's not quite ready. There it is. Oops, I didn't mean to place that there. We'll grab that back. And let's also have a look here. Let's grab out some copper this time. Oh, it's stuff. Okay, so you might want to be careful here. We're making bronze because I guess it was... Let's have a look here. If I look at the bronze, it's not too bad because we will need bronze for things, but I just didn't quite mean to make it. So bronze, you can see, there we go, induction smelter, no, alloy smelter, sorry. Okay, so if you combine tin and copper. So in here, if you get these in the wrong order, if your tin's sat next to the copper, it'll all turn into bronze. So that's what happened there with us, which means our copper's now empty, and I'm going to have to fix that by putting in more copper. So something to be aware of for sure. It's a mistake that I make very often, so... yeah, I guess it's just one of those things that you have to keep reminding yourself about, or at least for me it seems to be that way. But while all this is smelting up, we can start having a look now at the next thing we want to make, which is a pulverizer. So here it is. Reasonably simple recipe. A couple of copper gears required, one of these coils, which is just redstone and gold. So let's get on to making that up. I believe we have some gold. Again, we might need to smelt this up, although we do actually have some. Okay, that's awesome. What else do we have? Yeah, okay. So there's our gold, a couple of redstone, and there's our coil. We're good to go with that. The piston, so we just need some wood, some cobble, iron, and redstone. So we've got plenty of wood. Let's grab that out, grab some cobble, iron, and redstone, and I'll just do this the easy way. Oh, okay, it's not going to do it. Oh, we don't actually have planks on us. Okay, now we'll be okay. And what else do we want for this? A couple of flint and a machine frame. Oh, okay, so that's a little bit more involved than I realized. So we need a tin gear, which we're missing a tin for. Let's come over here. So there's a lot of sort of grindy stuff that you have to do early on in this pack, like any pack really. Is it... So all the copper I'm putting in must be mixing up with... I guess the iron? Okay, so let's just come over here a sec. I'll need to sort that out properly because I'm just making loads of bronze at the moment. which is not good. So we can go to 8 of those. We'll get 8 tin as well, and we'll get that smelting up in our furnaces that we have here. Seems to be the best thing to do. While we're waiting for that to happen, we can look at some other things. So the pulverizer, tin gear, well, we're waiting on tin. We've got the glass, we've got the iron. The copper gears. Now then, we're going to need some copper, which we're waiting to smelt up, aren't we? So 6, we're going to need 8 of those. Okay, no worries. We could actually get this food going on. Oh, let's turn that iron into iron as well. Grab some of this food back, because we're going to want that later on, for sure. It's actually good, because the drying racks kind of add to the building a little bit as well. They're sort of good decoration, as well as being useful for the food. Alright, should be about there now, so we can make up our 2 gears. There we go. And we can get some tin out as well, and see how we're doing here for this thing. So we need 1 of those, and then we need 1 of those. Now we're just missing the flint. Okay, so we've got, do we have gravel? We do not. Okay, so we need gravel to make flint. You can actually just craft it using gravel. 3 gravel will give you 1 flint. I'll show you how to do that in just a sec. We're just going to go grab some gravel here. If we can find some. Okay, I found some gravel, guys, just here, so let's grab that. There we go. I think that got it all. There we go. So we've got 6 flint from it anyway. But also, if you just put 3 flint like this, 3 gravel like this, you can get a flint in that way as well, which is pretty cool. And let's go back up to our house. We're just up there, and we can start making this stuff. Oh, no, we're not. We're over here. I lost my bearings there for a second. And you see we're low on food, so we need to eat our bacon jerky. Let's get that going on. You see that it heals 4 saturation at a time, which is pretty useful. So now, I believe we're going to be okay to make up our pulverizer like that. Awesome. So here we go. We can go and get this set up. Get it powered up there. And I'll actually put it 1 in front and then run these leadstone flux ducts from the back. You see there, that's powering that. And that's just using up a little bit of coal, but certainly worth it for what we're doing. So now that we have that situation going on, what we can do is go back in here, grab our ores, and we can grab all of them, because what we'll do is grab ourselves a bit of wood. So we need a chest, and we want to turn this chest into a hopper. Okay, and then for now, actually, I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's go chuck a few things back in here to clear our inventory. We'll try to keep all the ores on us. Let's put that back in there as well. And do we have crates in this pack? We do not. It's going to be just chests. Okay. But what we might be able to do soon is turn our chest into an iron chest to make a bigger chest. And the reason that we want to do that will be self-explanatory in just a second. It's actually not necessary for right now, so it's not a problem. But we will want it in the future. So what we'll do is hopper in there. Chest can go up there. And into the chest we'll put all of our ores. I'll start with iron, then copper, a bit of tin, loads of that copper as well from the other, what's it called, mod there. But it should be all dictionary, so that should work. Oops, no, not you. Not that it really makes a difference, apart from I just want to get onto this stuff quicker. So that's going to start holding these there and turning that into that, which is good. Let's go and sleep, because I don't want any mobs around here for a second. Gets pretty dark with these shaders as well, so it kind of forces you to light the area up a little bit. I don't mind that though, that's kind of cool. And it certainly looks good, but it's just, you try to stop mobs spawning when you're not ready for them, which we currently are not really. So now that we have that going on, the next thing to make really is the redstone furnace. So let's go, furnace. Is that guy going to get to me before he dies? I think he is. Let's run away. So we're going to need some bricks for that, so we obviously need a bit of clay. So let's see, is there any clay just down here? Looks like there is some. Oops. Dig our way out of that hole. Did I see some here? Yeah, okay. So we can get a little bit of clay, get some bricks going on, and then we can start making up that furnace. And that way we can, once we pulverize and got our double ore, essentially, we can then use that stuff to get, oh, let's see, we're going to need to smelt this, aren't we? To get our ore doubled, turned into ingots. So let's see, 4 of those. Well, actually, we've only got 3, haven't we? So 3 furnaces is about 2 coal per one. We have some left over, but that's not a problem. Let's get this smelting up. And then we'll see what else we need and start making up that in the meantime. So redstone furnace, we're at 2 copper gears. So we've got 5 copper there. And this is probably still only done iron up to this point. Yeah, looks like it. Let's actually take the iron out now, let the copper have a chance. Put the iron back in there. And how's this going? Okay, so if this augment slot was filled up with anything, that can sometimes prevent a new thing from being able to be made. We're going to need 3 of those. We'll take this 2 for now. The reason being is that if copper's byproduct isn't the same as what iron's was, then it will not start processing, basically. So something you want to keep an eye on for sure when you're playing this pack. So, copper. Let's see, we're going to need... Let's actually just chuck out the bricks there and put some copper in there. And we can grab all of these bricks out. We only need 2 actually, so let's just make the 2 we need for now. To get our, let's see, where was it here, our redstone furnace. So one of these things as well, which needs iron, it's going to need a tin gear as well. So we're going to be waiting on that tin, I think. Oh no, there's some tin here. Alright, let's grab out anything that we think we might be needing. Start looking at how we're going to make this up. The iron is the only thing we're a little bit low on, isn't it? But we do have the iron dust, so I think let's get that smelting up now. Grab ourselves out a bit more coal. So, yeah, things are a bit higgledy-piggledy at the moment. That's just kind of the nature of modded early on. But it's, you know, in the long run, it all works out. It's just getting these initial systems set up that then enable you to progress a bit faster. And one of these is redstone and gold. There we go. So you see why you have to do a bit of mining before you can really get started, because you do need a lot of resources. So we're only missing this thing now, for which we're missing a bit of iron and a bit of tin. Okay. Well, we a tin gear, not actual tin. And then just the iron, which is smelting up somewhere. Is that now enough? Let's have a look. One of these. And one of those. Alrighty. So, I believe by just placing this next to it, we can actually sync this up. So, place that there, that'll be powered now. And what we want to do is configure this to output on the right hand side, and then configure this to input from the from the left hand side, and that will then take all of that good stuff. Now, I'm not sure if there's a way to automatically take out the byproducts, but we're going to give it a go. For now, all I actually need to do to test this is grab this hopper, which is full of stuff, but that's fine, and just place it wherever and just see if, yeah, okay, so that's the way we're going to do that. Okay, cool. So what we'll do, let's see, grab our system that I just broke, put the hopper back in there. Is that doing anything? It's on iron at the moment, okay. So then we'll just start going through here. We'll get some tin, some gold, some silver, some more copper. Okay, that'll all produce. Then this system here, this is good. This is producing our ingots. So what we're going to want now is, let's think about the best way to do this. All right, so let's go grab ourselves a hopper, and we'll just make one of those up. Do we have a bit more iron in here? And we're going to need one of those. So make up our hopper like this, and then we can auto output this entire thing essentially. Oh, well, let's also make another chest, because we're going to need that as well in just a second. Having that one bit of wood there's just annoying me. I'm going to put that back in there. So now from this machine here, what we can do is place down a chest, and just there will be fine. And then come down here, grab our hopper, and auto output into that chest, which at the moment is pulverized gold, I should say, but it will change obviously depending on whatever goes in there, and that'll all auto store in that way. Now as for this machine, best way to do this is, do we have, alright, so what we should have is a crafting bench, and get one of these Tinker's ones because they're better. Keep that up there because we're going to need that, and we'll get another chest now for this to output into, like that. But we'll output this in a slightly different way. What we'll do is we'll use item ducts. So, I don't believe I've made these yet. The item ducts, you want these opaque ones, just because they're easy to make. Bit of tin, bit of lead, we've got all that on us, so that's good. Let's make up a few of those, and then let's just input that way. So I need to configure this now. Oh, it's already done, so to be outputting to the right. So this should all just be storing up in here. So it's basically automated. You chuck your ores in there, and then you just get these two output chests. So this one here, which is collecting the byproducts, and this one here, which is collecting the ingots and things. And there's our redstone furnace. Now you can get augments to upgrade these, but before you do that, you need upgrade kits. Now, the actual recipes escape me, so I'm going to have a look, see if this is possible to make. So here's a hardened upgrade kit. So I can make one of these. That shouldn't be too bad. We need a bronze gear. Okay, so here we go. Bronze is about to come into its own. I told you we need bronze. Knew it was going to happen. Oh, we're going to have to just say goodbye to that bit of copper there because it's clogging up the system. All right, so the bronze gear is what I thought it would be. Oh, Invar. Okay, so this is where the alloy smelter would be very useful. But for now, because we're doing thermal, we'll just make an induction smelter. And this is nickel ingot here, which we got a little bit of nickel dust in there, well, pulverized, that we can then put into the furnace in a second. So let's have a look here. What are we going to want to do? We're going to want to make up a induction smelter. So let's see how that is to make. Induction smelter. Okay, a bit of sand, machine frames, an Invar gear. So wait, you need Invar to be able to get Invar? Interesting. What can we smelt up here then? So you need to alloy iron and nickel. Alright. So what I want to do is... There's iron. So actually, if I just grab our pulverized nickel and I chuck that in there, that should alloy into Invar, I believe. Let's have a little look and see if it does or not. Now, bronze, can you make bronze casts? You can make golden casts, I believe. Is it actually called cast? Yeah, there we go. So, no, it's gold, and I guess these are clay. Yeah, okay. So clays are a one-time use, and golds are several use. Sorry, not several, unlimited use, I should say. So gold is definitely the better one. I'll come on to why they are important in just a second if this works. So molten nickel, right, molten Invar is sat there, we have 3 ingots worth. So we have 3 ingots worth, that's great, but we can at the moment only get out blocks of things, which is not so great. However, I have a plan. So what we need to do is get some gold. Again, we could do this with clay. I prefer to do it with gold. Oh, let's do it with clay. And what I want is an ingot cast made out of clay. So these are all material costs. They're all different material costs. I'm guessing the ingot will just be like 1 or 2. So we'll just chuck in a couple of clay. So let's go up here like this, chuck in a couple of those. Now what we can do now is use a brick, because it's probably the cheapest thing that we have. Put it on one of these tables here, and we're going to need ourselves another faucet, which I have on me, so that we can drain this out. Now wait until the clay, well, that takes a long time to go. Normally these things are a lot quicker. Alright, let's see how we're doing here. How's everything going? Oh, we've got some gold from that as well. Yeah, so this is the thing. You don't want to turn everything into ingots necessarily. Like here, gold would have been useful in here, but it's not really a problem. Alright, so clay, we want that to be coming out. We've got 2 ingots worth, so that should be enough. Let's start pouring that. So an ingot cast you can make out of gold, but not out of clay? That seems to be a thing. Okay, interesting. Didn't know that was the case. So what we're going to need is a couple gold into here, which is a little bit inefficient, but it's okay. We won't lose too much sleep over that. We're getting some nice items here. You can see all this is passive while we've just been doing other things. That's kind of the secret with Modded, is to be doing things, like doing one thing and other things happening in the background. So you're kind of multitasking in that way. That definitely helps you with Modded, finding little systems and ways you can do that. So now we can pour this, and it's kind of good because I want it to be gold anyway, really, in the long term. So we lose our brick, which is why you don't use anything important like iron or whatever. Now we put that back down there, and we want to grab out our Invar. So Invar can start going into there. Nothing is currently turning into alloys, which is good. So there we go. There's our Invar. Now we're actually going to need a little bit more, aren't we? Okay. So we don't have any more iron, I don't think, which means I may have to go mining in order to get some more. Because I think we needed 4. I think we were doing this for an invar gear, right? If we go back, this was for an induction smelter, wasn't it? And it is indeed an invar gear, which requires 4. We have 3. Agonizingly close, but not quite enough. Now I'll just have a little check and make sure that I haven't left any ingots or anything in here. And let's sleep again, turn it back to daytime. Just because, again, we don't want those mobs to spawn if possible. Alrighty, let's go have a look down here. We do not have anything that we need, no. Okay, however, what I might be able to do is go across to Kysen Towers. Because this is still all my stuff over here. So I'm trying to do it as legit as possible. But for the sake of a video like this, if I can just go grab something that I have technically already mined and use that, then that would be better for everybody, I would say. So we have some nickel that we can put in there, which is great. Just check that I don't have any invar or anything saved up. Doesn't look like I do, but we can use this nickel. So that's the way that we'll do that. And as I say, eventually this tower will connect over with what we're doing over here. And for those of you that have watched the streams, you would have seen me build a bit of a house thing on there. But then Fam and I got talking and we didn't like the look of it. And we started to do a skyscraper. And a shout out to Fam because she did most of that building, like 99% of that building so far. So thanks to Fam for doing that. It's very cool. And yeah, so I thought it could be kind of cool. We have a little village here to start and then progress through to more modern things over there that will then connect up with that. So hopefully you guys agree that that's kind of a cool idea. So we chuck our nickel ore in there, make sure it's hitting the iron straight away. So then that'll make us up the invar that we're looking for. And all this just for 1 ingot. We were so close, but so far. And we're getting a good load of resources here. That's good to see. I like that a lot. So what else are we going to actually need? A couple of copper gears. Well, we could certainly be making those up in the meantime. 2 of those. Not a problem. There we go. How's this doing? Still waiting. We need a bit of sand, which I believe we probably have. Actually, we may not. I might need to go quickly grab some sand as well. Oops, if I can get in the door. No sand. Alrighty. Is there some just over here? Somewhere? No. Oh, damn, I fell. But that's where the slime boots come in handy, you know. Alright, so I'm going to need to go grab some sand very quickly. We need 2 bits. So just down here, I guess. Alrighty. Now, incidentally, with the slime boots you're wearing, if you're bouncing around and you don't want to be bouncing around, you can hold shift and that'll stop you from bouncing. However, if you do that from quite a height, you will find that you end up injuring yourself. So just be careful. Alright, there we go. There's that. So we've got now 1 block and 2 ingots of invar. Seems like a lot, so I only chucked in 2 nickel. Interesting. Well, I'm happy. So we need ourselves an invar gear. And is invar still at the bottom? Yes, it is. Let's grab out that block of invar. That'll be useful. So let's see. In order to make the pulverizer, sorry, the induction smelter, we need 1 of these, which requires glass and a tin gear. Let's go grab some tin out of here. Make that up. I know that we have some more glass saved up, so that's good. Oops. So there's our gear. Go grab a little bit of glass, which should be in here. In here, I mean. And then we'll be good to go with that one. So there we go. Machine frame. A coil as well, right? I don't have any gold on me, but we do have gold here. So we can start making that up. And we are good for our induction smelter, which is awesome. So this is going to give us another option here for making alloys rather than just using that. So we'll place that one there. And do have some on me, some of these flux ducts. That's now... Oh, is it not powering? Oh, you're out of power. Okay. That'll be why. Let's go and grab a bit of coal. And we'll chuck that into here. No, sorry, we won't. We'll chuck it into here. There we go. Starting to power now. And machines are getting powered up. Alright, good. So this will all start being back in production now. And putting the coal in is the only thing that's a little bit annoying about this. But you'll be doing a lot of mining. And we're going to get into quarries and things later on as well. So then you'll get a ton of resources that way. Okay, so we have our induction smelter, which is great. We also have a lot of invar, which is very useful. because what we were looking to do, the whole point of all of this, was to make one of the upgrade kits. My caps lock's on, turn that off. So we want a hardened upgrade kit, which is this one here, and I think we're actually ready to go, minus the bronze gear, which, if we go in here, make up that one, there we go, should now be able to make up this. So what we could do is, let's do it with the redstone furnace, we'll upgrade that. So that now gives us augmentation slots, and if we, let's exit out here for more clarity, search here for augmentations. There's all kinds of things we can do. So most of them tell you on them what they do. So this here, for example, secondary output, hold shift for details, says there, increases the chances of a secondary output. So that's like in here, we get these extra drops that have been going on into here. You just get an extra chance of that happening. What we want, really, for a redstone furnace is the speed augment, which we're going to need to find. So let's see. Increases maximum power usage. Which one would be speed? Which one looks like speed? Fuel catalyzer. Okay guys, so we have upgraded our machine and we could put in some of these augments, but just having a look at them, a lot of them are going to be difficult to make. Like this one here is not too bad. So we could look at this. This increases the chances of a secondary output. You see that it's just bronze ingots and a redstone servo, so we could definitely do that. But we need another upgrade kit because that would be for this machine, not for this one. But the rest of them, like things like this one here, gain additional output when smelting ores, you need like pyrotheum dust, and you need blaze powder for that, and you need invar plates and things. So it's more something we'd get into at a later date. So I might do some upgrading of this off camera, but that's basically how you do it, is you just upgrade the machine. This should now be faster because it's hardened, but there's not actually a speed augment. You see that is going a lot quicker now, just from that hardened upgrade kit. What we could do if we wanted it to be faster, I think, is just do more upgrade kits. So like the next one there is a reinforced upgrade kit, and you need there like a silver gear, and you need electrum and stuff like that, which we're not quite getting into just yet. But that's basically how you go about doing that. So I just wanted to have a quick look at thermal before we finish up here. Let's see what else we might want. So like a sawmill, for example. Where did that go? So it says there, provides additional lumber. So this is a way to get more wood, basically. So we need iron and copper for that. That's not a problem. So this whole thing is not a problem. So probably worth doing to get the extra wood. So we can go through this process. Now let's see. Let's grab out the stuff that we have here and see about making up the sawmill. So what are we missing? Like this thing here. Boom. The sawmill. What else are we missing? All right, so we need some copper gears. And we actually need 2 of those. So let's make the second one. Alrighty, not a problem. The coil is easy. And we also need just the, this thing. So this is going to require one of these. And let's see, there we go. We can make up that. And we're running out of space. So let's lose the zombie jerky, or just the zombie flesh, I should say. And we'll come back over here. We'll store some of our ingots. Let's see, we're not going to need, well, we don't need bricks, that's for sure, or a bucket or gravel for a second. And we'll grab out a little bit of wood. So now the sawmill should be good to go. There we go. And I've got some logs on me. Perfect. So if we go and connect this up, let's see how, for now we'll put this here. Actually, we'll just put it there because it's closer. Well, that's being powered. So if we put a log in there, you'll see the process time it takes here. And from 1 log, we're going to get 6 planks and a bit of sawdust as well. Now it's turning night time, so I'm going to sleep. But basically, this would be my recommendation, is to look through thermal expansion and thermodynamics, see what machines are relevant to you. Because, of course, you've got your own plans for modding. You've got your own things that you want to be doing. And so think about what they are early on in the game, and then make whatever machines fit in with those plans the best. This is just a generic kind of way to start out, because using thermal, you can see here we're getting more wood, we're getting more ores and all that kind of stuff. So it's just useful in that respect. Now what I'll probably do off camera is build a little room for this and tidy this all up a little bit. It's more about showing you guys the mechanics of it today, in case this was something that you wanted to get into, which, as I say, I do recommend. Having a look through different things, compactor, just seeing if there's anything else that we'd want to kind of get into today as part of like a basic setup for this mod. But I don't think there really is. The only thing I'm in 2 minds about is a compactor. So if you hold shift here, it says smelts, alloys and metals. 2 inputs. Okay. I don't think we need to worry about that because we've got other ways of doing everything that does really, and I think for now this kind of setup is probably going to be good. So this is it, guys. This is what I'd recommend for, like, you know, not day one, but like early on in the game of KysenKraft Modded, that you get into thermal expansion pretty quickly. The next thing we'll probably get into will be Ender IO potentially. I'll just quickly show you guys that very quickly here. Ender IO, there we go. So this has all different machines and things, which actually they don't show up when you do it that way, but if you just search Ender, you can find them. I think that's the case. Yeah, here they all are. So for example, you can use a simple sag mill, which is, there's a lot of recipes that require a sag mill, and you can get the simple sag mill and the normal sag mill. You can go into and other things. A slice and splice, that's a very unique machine. You can see you need mob heads to do that. You can also get like power stored up using this mod. Vacuum chests are very cool, charging for all different things. So I think this will possibly be a mod that we get into like soon or soonish with this. But really I want to hear back from you guys. If there's anything that you're wanting help with this pack or on the server, then let me know and I'll do my best to sort that out for you guys. Let's take this off. There we go. Brilliant pirate uniform is back. And there we go. So that's it, guys. That's our setup for today early on here. I hope this video helped you. I hope you're going to have fun playing the KysenKraft pack. Please let me know if you're downloading this, if you're playing this, or if you want to join the server, get in touch. I'd love to hear from you. But for this episode, guys, that's going to be about it. So I hope this video helped. If you want to see more videos like this, then please do leave a like and subscribe to see more videos. But for this one, that's going to be about it. So as always, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.